Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of WWE and the WWE Universe the world over, we ask that you stand in silence to pay respect to those victims of the Parkland, Florida tragedy and their families and friends. Thank you.
And we kick off Monday Night Raw live tonight in Phoenix, Arizona with the Big Dog.
Introducing first, from Pensacola, Florida, weighing at 265 pounds, Roman Reigns.
Elegant, everybody. Roman Reigns will be one of the 7 men to compete this Sunday at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view event on the WWE Network in the Elimination Chamber match. All 7 of those men will compete here tonight in a gauntlet match live on Monday Night Raw. Hello again, everybody. Michael Cole, the coach, Jonathan Coachman, and Corey Graves. And the Elimination Chamber match has taken on a new complexion after what happened last week on Monday Night Raw. It all began with Jason Jordan got injured. Seth Rollins' tag team partner. Seth and Corey said he wanted to make his own WrestleMania moment.
Well, Kurt Angle would leave the decision to the WWE Universe, and unanimously, the Universe agreed that Seth Rollins deserved an opportunity, so Seth would find himself in a fatal 5-way match, with the winner earning the final berth into the Elimination Chamber match.
Let's take you back to the final moments of that fatal 5-way match on Monday Night Raw last week. And this was Finn Balor and Seth Rollins both picking up the pinfall victory over Bray Wyatt. So we didn't have a conclusive winner in this matchup. That led General Manager Kurt Angle to make this announcement after the show.
You both deserve to be in the Elimination Chamber. That's right. There's going to be 7 men in the Elimination Chamber match. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
So it is now the biggest Elimination Chamber match in history. 7 men compete on Sunday.
Roman, Kurt Angle picked you to start first tonight in the gauntlet match. Potentially, you could be in for a very long night. Any concern about competing in such a grueling match just 6 days before the Elimination Chamber?
No, I'm not concerned at all about tonight. What I am concerned about, though, is the Elimination Chamber match. You see, Charlie, I've never been in that match before. But I've seen plenty of them. I've seen how brutal it is. I've seen how rough it is. I've seen what it does to the men's bodies. But the fact is, that's not even the worst part. I'm going to be going against the toughest and the best competition in the whole world. Guys like John Cena. Guys like Seth Rollins, The Miz, Elias, Finn Balor, and Braun Strowman. But all those guys have one thing in common. They cannot beat Brock Lesnar. And that's why it is my time now, because I can beat him. You don't think it's true? Go back and watch WrestleMania. The last time I faced Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, I would have defeated him.
sure that Roman Reigns didn't defeat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania because Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank contract that night to make history.
We heard Seth Rollins declare last week, once again, he wants to be the man on Monday nights. Tonight could begin the fresh start for the Architect.
His opponent, from Davenport, Iowa, weighing 217 pounds, Seth Rollins.
So again, let's set the stage here tonight. The 7 men competing in this gauntlet match will be a part of the Elimination Chamber match come Sunday at the pay-per-view event in Las Vegas. For the first time ever, 7 men compete. 3 men are going to start. 4 men are going to be locked in pods. The last man standing faces Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at WrestleMania.
There is a certain irony in how similar tonight is to what we're going to see on Sunday. You notice, guys, that Roman Reigns said, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about tonight. What I'm worried about is what it can do to a person's body. Well, tonight, we're going to test the mental and the physical makeup of all 7 men.
And that's a great point, Coach, because the rules of the gauntlet match are this. 2 men will start, hence Rollins and Reigns. Whoever wins this match will move on to face the next challenger. The winner of that match will face the next challenger, and so on until all 7 men have competed, and there is a decisive winner of the gauntlet match. And Corey, a great way to build momentum towards Sunday.
It could be, but I have to disagree. I understand Roman's bravado, his confidence. He's not worried about tonight, but he should be. All 7 of these competitors should be very concerned about tonight, because if you leave Monday night with some sort of injury and enter the chamber anything less than 100%, you're screwed.
But Corey, I got one word for you, and that one word is momentum. And for one of these 7 men here tonight, they're going to have that big mo on their side heading into Vegas.
Rollins and Reigns, Shield brethren, along with the injured Dean Ambrose, but tonight start things off in the gauntlet match. And there is a possibility these 2 would go face-to-face inside the Elimination Chamber on Sunday as well.
They say that time heals all wounds, but you know Seth Rollins hasn't forgotten that Roman Reigns was the man who eliminated Seth from the Royal Rumble match. Rollins got to be looking for some sort of payback.
You know, the thing I love about what Seth Rollins has said the last couple of weeks is that he's ready to put his professional life in front of everything else. And he understands that he was once at the top of the game, and he wants to get back there.
Well, he wants it to be Monday Night Rollins, Coach.
Love it.
Seth Rollins says, whatever it takes, and hashtag gauntlet match if you want to talk about this history-making match to kick off Monday Night Raw here tonight live in Phoenix.
Once upon a time, Seth Rollins absolutely lived by the credo, whatever it takes. That's what took Seth to the mountaintop. Some people would argue maybe he's lost a little bit of that edge in recent years. If Seth can regain that sort of fire, the sky's the limit.
Well, I think that what crumbled with what has happened in the last couple of years happened with the knee injury, right, guys? That once that happened, he started to have to take a step back because he missed a significant period of time. I think he's back to being 100% healthy, and that's why the bravado is where it is.
Feeling out process for these 2 men here tonight. Now, Roman Reigns, on the other hand, we've talked a lot about Seth. Roman always believes it's Roman against the world. He sent out a tweet over the weekend that said Sunday, Monday, any day of the week, it's always hashtag 1 versus all. And that's what drives Roman Reigns. He believes that everyone is against him.
Well, Roman intimated last week that he wants to find himself in the same career position, the same professional position that he was last year, getting ready to headline WrestleMania. But Roman needs to be careful not to look past Elimination Chamber, because that could be a massive pitfall.
I don't think they can look past tonight, to be honest with you, because this is one of those situations, one of those nights that they'll look back on, depending on how it goes for any of these men, as maybe a pivotal night moving forward, heading towards the road to WrestleMania.
And you touched on it earlier, Coach, a great opportunity to see where you are stamina-wise, to try to build momentum as you have to go through, in order to win this thing, a number of competitors, just like you're going to have to Sunday inside the chamber.
However, Sunday you could have to deal with several competitors at one time. Tonight will always be 1 versus 1. This Sunday in Vegas, different situation.
And also tonight there are countouts, there are disqualifications. We don't have any of that Sunday inside the chamber.
I like to compare this to kind of getting, you know the old saying, you never know how you're going to take a punch in the face until you get punched in the face. You never know how you're going to approach these type of situations until you get in there.
Reigns and Rollins, Corey, really in almost a feeling out process in the early part of this match.
You're certainly seeing a healthy respect between both of these competitors. Both know how capable the opposition is. Careful not to make any mistake. When you're this familiar with your opponent, the slightest mistake can prove to be the end of the match.
Both multi-time WWE champions leapfrogged by Seth. Nice deep arm drag by Rollins. And Seth now.
Strong cradle by Rollins.
Shoulders down on Reigns, and a near fall for Seth, and quickly set Rollins back on the attack. Looking for the backslide on Reigns, trying to put the big dog away, and again another near fall. Rollins kicked right to the midsection.
Oh, look at that.
The big dog fired up. Rollins taking it to Reigns. Gauntlet match continues live. Sunday, they meet later on tonight in a 6-woman tag team match live on Raw, but we are in the first match of our gauntlet match tonight. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. All 7 men who will compete Sunday in the Elimination Chamber will run the gauntlet tonight.
Roman in control at the moment, using his size advantage over Rollins, but the Architect continues to fire.
And Seth Rollins creating separation. Roman follows it up with a wicked elbow. We already know that The Miz will enter the Elimination Chamber match number 1, but there's a possibility that Reigns and Rollins could come in at 2 and 3, because remember, with 7 men now, 3 men will start the chamber match.
And Elias, who comes in last, will have the significant advantage that we've talked about. We're talking about a 25-minute advantage. That is huge in that type of match.
Well, just like the last man who enters the gauntlet match tonight, whoever that may be.
Whether it be tonight or this Sunday at Elimination Chamber, there's a real possibility that the last competitor in can basically just pick the scraps, pick the bones of the carcasses of whatever competitors are laying at their feet at that point.
Are you doing okay, Corey?
I'm having a great time.
It's a little rough. Carcass.
Only 2 men out of the 7 on Sunday have actually been in Elimination Chamber matches before. John Cena's been in 6. He's won 3 of them. Miz has been in 2. Roman Reigns has never been in a Elimination Chamber match. Neither's Rollins. Cover by the big dog. Hook of the leg and a kick out by Seth.
I got to be honest, that kind of surprised me that Roman Reigns hadn't been in an Elimination Chamber match before. Did it surprise you, Michael?
Indeed. And as Reigns take another look again at the power of Roman Reigns.
Almost driving Rollins through the mat, but it wasn't enough to keep the Kingslayer down for 3.
And Corey, remember in the Elimination Chamber what surrounds the ring? You've got that steel grating outside the ring area, so if Roman Reigns could deliver a slam like that outside the ring, going to do a lot more damage than we just saw.
The structure in and of itself is a weapon, and we've seen guys get so creative over the years and how to use the chamber to best injure and maim their opponents. I think we're going to see a lot more of that in Las Vegas.
And with 5 guys that have yet to be in the Elimination Chamber, you wonder how they're each going to adapt and how their game plans will adapt and how quickly they will adapt.
Well, that's Triple H, how dangerous the Elimination Chamber match is. He's been in more chamber matches than anybody. Blockbuster by Rollins.
Down goes Reigns.
Triple H suffered a severe injury in one. As you see Rollins now. There it is, the sling blade to Roman Reigns, and Rollins starting to build momentum.
Rollins favoring his knee a little bit, trying to get the blood flowing back in there. This is what's so dangerous about a match this close to a big match like the Elimination Chamber. If Rollins' knee is less than 100% Sunday, you can count him out.
And now Rollins, top rope, launches himself. There's the flying clothesline, takes down Reigns.
In a match like this, as a gauntlet match, it becomes paramount to end each match as quickly as possible. Minimize your own physical exertion. One of these 2 superstars is still going to have 5 other men to battle tonight.
That's a great point. You want to be successful, but at the same time, kind of protect almost your spot on Sunday and also your body.
Seth Rollins looking to launch himself. Suicide dive, but he runs into a right hand by Reigns.
Roman with that cinder block-like right just turned Rollins' lights out.
Seth does not want to be there. Drive-by position for Reigns.
And guys, we're seeing already these 2 putting it all on the line, and you wonder who the next superstar is that's going to come out here. Has got to be licking their chops as what they're going to encounter.
You're right, and it's impossible to adequately prepare for any particular individual because you don't know who you're going to step in the ring with next.
And Roman Reigns now delivering a clothesline to Rollins. Seth back to his feet. And Reigns continuing the pressure. I want to get back to a moment to how dangerous this chamber is. The very first chamber match ever when Triple H got hurt, he left that match and immediately went to the hospital where he spent the night. He had a partially crushed trachea.
Well, I don't think that we can underestimate. We talk about the physical aspect, we talk about the mental aspect, but what about after the match is over? What about a night like that night? How long did it take for Triple H to come back and physically, emotionally be 100%?
Well, Coach, I think a number of our superstars have gone on the record as saying once you compete inside the Elimination Chamber, you're never the same again.
Locked and loaded, Roman Reigns. Rollins, center of the ring. Look for the Superman punch. Seth caught him.
Looking for the Revolution knee, but counter with a big headbutt.
Reigns again went for the Superman punch. Got caught by Seth with a kick to the midsection.
Seth's knee hold up.
Rollins has Roman Reigns up top. Buckle Superman punch. Using the momentum out of the corner to deliver the punch. Rollins, Reigns both down as the gauntlet match continues. Still the first match in our gauntlet match tonight. Rollins versus Reigns.
Already you're seeing Seth Rollins reach deep into his arsenal, looking to put the big dog away. If Seth hits this, it could be over for Roman.
Rollins goes for the splash. Nobody home as Reigns rolls out of the way. Again, all 7 men in Sunday's Elimination Chamber match on the WWE Network will compete tonight in this gauntlet match.
I mean, look at the condition of both Rollins and Reigns. Both men battered, beaten. And both men, one of these two men is going to have to go on and compete against more competitors, at least one, possibly 5 more.
You see the height of Seth Rollins, how high he got in the air before delivering the splash as Reigns rolled out of the way.
Guys, this goes back to what Seth Rollins was saying. He wants to make Monday night his show again. It is performances like this that will get that done.
Both men using one another to reach their feet. I mean, an old-fashioned slugfest right here.
Look at Rollins fighting back, Reigns with the rights as well. I'm not sure you want to get into a slugfest, however, with Roman Reigns. And the big dog now firing back.
Rollins on rubber legs right now. Sidesteps Roman, out goes Reigns. Rollins feeling some kind of way.
He tried this once before. This time, suicide dive takes out Reigns.
I don't think Seth's done yet.
Well, Rollins knows what it takes to keep the big dog down, and a second time for Rollins.
The competitive spirit between these two men, despite the fact that normally they're really good friends, that's out the window tonight, and I love it.
Well, that's what it's going to be on Sunday in the chamber. Every man for himself for an opportunity to meet Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at WrestleMania. Rollins top rope. And a Superman punch.
Good night.
Rollins may be out. Covered by Reigns. Hooks the leg. A kick out by Rollins.
Wow.
Again, you see some of the heart that Seth Rollins has inside, what he's all about. Seth Rollins came out last week, wanted a WrestleMania moment, has an opportunity to give himself one.
Well, if Roman would have connected with this any harder, I don't think Seth would have been conscious by WrestleMania. Look at the impact. Right to the jaw of the architect, but somehow, almost miraculously, Seth Rollins able to beat the referee's 3 count.
I'm always amazed how guys compete when nobody's watching, when the lights are not the brightest, but when they're this bright, they're this big, it makes it even more impressive what both are able to do.
I think it's also more impressive what both are able to do and willing to do, willing to put themselves through, willing to sacrifice just to say they were the better man on that night.
So that's a question, what will they be able to do when they win this particular part of the gauntlet match?
It's a good question. Roman setting up, has Rollins in his sights.
Rollins caught him.
Looking for the stop.
Reigns, though, from behind, rolling Rollins up. Shoulders down, Rollins slips out. Now it's Reigns in trouble. Stacks him up, got him, got him! Seth Rollins! Rollins got Reigns!
Roman Reigns has been eliminated from the gauntlet match.
Incredible win by Seth!
Wow.
He took his eyes off of Seth for just a second, a millisecond.
I talked to so many people today who believe Roman Reigns was one of the favorites in this match tonight, and he goes out in the first match.
Take another look at this. Rollins looking for that stomp. Reigns counters into a beautiful O'Connor roll, but Rollins able to shift Roman's momentum just enough for the cover and a 3 count. Nobody right now is as shocked as Roman Reigns.
Let me be clear, we get to see 5 more like that?
Indeed, and there's no rest for the weary because Rollins now has to regroup to face his next opponent. Roman Reigns realized Seth Rollins caught him.
I mentioned competitive spirit. You can see the look on the face of Roman Reigns. He's like, hey, you got me this time. Good on you.
Like I said, no timeouts for